Good morning, everyone. This is an ex-Carbon Nation member, Nyza, telling her story. It's quite an interesting story. She says her mother was a prostitute. Her father was her mother's pimp. She became wrapped up in prostitution early because of the background of her parents. That's all she knew. So she was telling Nature Boy about her story, and I thought it was quite interesting. But before we get into the story, can you guys hit the like button since you're coming onto the page? And if you have not subscribed as yet, hit the subscribe button. Thank you. So now we've gotten that out of the way, let's get into the story. So Nature Boy was trying to hook her up with another Carbon Nation member when she got there, and she was not interested because she said the attraction was not there. She said she was more attracted to Nature Boy, and she gave him fellatio when she had gotten there. That's what he said, but they had not had any type of intercourse. And I guess Nature Boy was reluctant to have intercourse with her because she's a beautiful girl. I guess he was reluctant because she admitted to sleeping with over 100 men. But if you do your calculation, she said she had about 3 guys every day. And if you're doing a conservative figure, let's say she slept with 3 guys a day, let's say for 5 days. Let's say she had 2 days off. And you do that times the 5 years, about 5 years she was prostituting, that would be over 3,000 guys. So that over 100 was very conservative. That was a conservative figure. So I'm sure he did his math and figured out she was with too many guys, so he wasn't going to have sex with her, but it was okay for her to give him fellatio. FYI, people out there, you can catch an STD with fellatio. If a woman have herpes on her lips or inside her mouth, she can pass it on to the guy she's giving fellatio to. These videos serve as a teaching and learning tool for those who are not aware, because there's still a lot of people out there not aware because they refuse to look up the subject matter or read or just look on the internet and get some understanding. So this is why I'm doing these type of videos. It's to help another person out there. If I can reach one person at least, that would at least be helping in some way to bring about awareness.
Didn't have sex with him. You didn't have sex with him. Why? Oh yeah. Because he's not for me. The chemistry, You just said the chemistry was good. It was good, but we just weren't a fit, like, as far as, like, having sex. Like, it was sexual energy there, but it didn't play out like that because I have some healing I need to do. You got some healing? What kind of healing do you need to do? I need to spend time with myself. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And would you say that you're a lioness? Yes. You sure have the mane. Somebody said you're not sexually attracted to him. Is that true? Yes. But he's a good friend to you. Yes.
So Nature Boy is on the internet, and he's getting questions from his audience on the internet, and in the meantime exposing her to the world as to what she did in her past. And I don't know why he didn't leave it alone when she said she wanted to spend time with herself. Because if she went there for spiritual healing and enlightenment and wants to spend time by herself, why was he so keen on hooking her up with someone else, and then had the nerve to ask her if she had sex with a person, as if sex was the sole priority for people going there? And this is why it was called a sex cult, because that was his main focus.
Mm-hmm. He's a good friend. Do you feel like you have sex demons? Yes, I do. What is a sex demon to you? It's in my chart, I have an aspect that says that I'm lustful and that I like to be, what is the word? Less vicious. Less vicious? Less vicious. And like I have that sexual energy about me. And this says it in your chart? Yeah, Venus square Mars. The lustful energy. I could feel that. Yeah. So you do think you have sex demons? Yeah, just need to control my sexual energy more. How often do you think about sex? Every day. How often every day? 24 hours. Yeah, maybe. You're sexually attracted to me. Are you sexually attracted to anybody else here? Who have you felt stimulated by sexually? No one but you, Chief. But I can find good in everybody. So, like, in Babylon, I can find, like, a lot of people attractive. Like, I can always see the good in people, so... How many sex partners have you had in your life? Many. Many? Many. Have you had to name a number? Would it be over 100? In your whole life? It would be over 100? Around there. Around there? Yeah. Okay. And what do you like about Chief? Like, what turns you on about Chief? He's very intelligent. He's intelligent? Yeah. Oh, sexy neck, sexy face. And you just see me like, I'm fucking him. No, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. I'm more... What brought you to me? What brought you... Okay, so the knowledge is what brought you to me. Yeah, it's the knowledge. Okay. You said I look like your father. Yeah. Explain that. Like, what do you mean? Yeah, like you said I look like your father, and how that make you feel? How did that relate to you and your attraction to me?
For all you young people out there who are not sure about what a pimp sounds like, this is exactly how they sound like. They will sit there and question you, get into your head, your likes, your dislikes, your past, what you did, what you didn't do. And it's for the sole purpose of trying to control you. This is how Nature Boy indoctrinated his people who were coming to join that Carbon Nation. It seems as though he would thoroughly question them and then decide if he was going to have sex with them. And if he was, this was done early on, as soon as they came in. And then he would decide if you were going to be a wife or not. And if he didn't want you as a wife, this is what I'm gathering by these videos. If he didn't want you as a wife, then he would pass you on to somebody else in one of the men. So they all were, and then when he's ready for you again, he go get you and have sex with you and then ship you back home to your man. You know, this is what I'm gathering. This is how these people were swapping each other because it was a polygamous environment. But if you're wondering how a pimp sounds when they are interviewing a potential prostitute that they have in mind to go there and work for them and bring in the money, this is how they would question them. But Nature Boy told her that he didn't want her to go there and prostitute herself and bring him any money. But what was he doing? What he was doing was a tad bit short of pimping, right? Because he would be sleeping with all the women. And what he had to gain was whatever money they brought from their bank accounts, their social security, well, not social security, but maybe military money coming in, because some of them were in the military. And those who were not in the military, they had bank cards, they had savings. And that's what they would bring and give to him. And he would take all their money take their ID, take their bank cards, wipe out their account, spend it. That's why they were able to travel and rent all these Airbnbs, because of the money that was coming in. When a member came into the camp, they would bring all this money with them. So what is that? That's to me, that was pimping, because he was having sex with these people and taking their money.
My dad had a lot of good attributes. He protected me, and he took care of me, and I kind of get that sense from you, like.
But isn't that the truth about a lot of young women? When they get out there and they find they cannot survive, they look for somebody who is like their father or protector, somebody to guide them, and so they don't have to worry about money. Money issues oftentimes what drives them into the prostitution life. And so she's telling Nature Boy that he reminds her of her dad because he was a great protector. So that sounds to me like if she's looking for a pimp.
And she'll do that for me. And it's kind of hard to find that in Men in Babylon. So, yeah. You kind of look like him too.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing.
So someone said that you seem like a challenge to her, and she likes that. Is that what it is, or is it the knowledge?
It's the knowledge.
Your mom and dad was a pimp and a hoe.
Yeah.
So your mom was your dad's hoe.
Yeah.
She got pregnant.
Yeah. She was in a strip club, so, yeah. And then she got pregnant, they broke up. He got another girlfriend, and then he pimped her. And I used to go to the strip club with her. Like, when there wasn't a babysitter, she would, like, put me on her shoulder and, like, put a jacket over my head and walk into the locker room. And,
At what age?
I was, like, 3, 4.
So you was in a strip club at 3, 4 years old?
Yeah, I used to, like, peek underneath and, like, look, and I seen all the lights, all the colorful lights and stuff, and I was like, but I knew it was a strip club. Like, I knew it.
So you was born in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And so what age did you started hoeing and stripping and being out on the street on your own?
16, 17. Yeah.
You was in Atlanta.
I was in Atlanta.
And you was on Backpage.
Backpage.
You didn't have a pimp?
I was rolling with the girls at first, like older women. I was with the older women.
Mm-hmm.
They taught me the ropes, and then I started meeting like guys. I only had a few pimps. I only had like 3 of them. But yeah.
Talk about 16. Being a prostitute at 16. Let's talk about it. You're in Atlanta. You're in Atlanta while you're 16. You're 20 now.
27.
27 now. And at 16, that's when Atlanta was popping.
Yeah. Yeah. I made a lot of money.
Made a lot of money, 16. So guys were coming in, they didn't ask you your age or nothing. They would just come in off Backpage. How much was you getting a pop?
Between $150 to $250.
Each guy. How much could you make in one day at 16?
Like 500. Like 500.
Like 500. That's about 2-3 guys.
Yeah.
Young people out there getting education. This is not the way into having a stable life. The quick money, the fast game is not the way. Get an education or be an apprentice somewhere. Learn a trade. Since college is not for everyone, if you don't want to go to college, learn a trade. It's essential for your survival. You can't get out here in the world and think that prostitution is the way, and you're going to be all right. You're going to be broken in so many ways in just a couple of years. When you're done and they spit you out, you'll be a shell of yourself. So save yourself that anguish. Go to college, and if you don't want to go to college, you learn a trade.
16, $500 a day. What'd you do with that money?
I bought cigarettes, drink,
Lots of candy.
yeah.
Junk food.
All that stripping and hoeing, and have nothing to show for it, except for 3 children that she left behind, another abandonment of children to go find herself, because she's no good to the kids if she can't find herself. What she needed to do was enroll in some counseling session and take care of her children, because nobody asked her to bring those kids into the world. All those women who abandoned their children to join up with Nature Boy and then went in there having sex and having his children, you know, those people are going to burn in hell for abandoning their children to be so lawless and worthless in their lifestyle.
And when did you start stripping? What age? 18?
18 is like the day after my birthday. I was in the strip club.
Really?
Yeah. Like that week, I was like straight to Houston. Treasures.
Straight to Houston. Treasures.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you said you worked at Follies.
I did. After I was working, after I was in Houston, I went to Follies. Yeah, I was always back and forth. I always traveled a lot between states and was like traveling to strip clubs that way.
So when did you meet your first pimp? What age? What was his name?
I don't know his name. I don't remember it. I was 17.
So he asked her about the first pimp she ever had. So that's the question she's about to answer.
He had a Cadillac, a gold Cadillac.
Uh-huh.
He used to buy me cigarettes. And he used to drop me off at hotel rooms. He used to drop girls off with me, so it would be like me and another girl there. And we like take pictures of each other and post them.
Was he a young guy? Old guy?
He was like 32.
32?
33 around that time.
When you were 19 or 18?
No, I was 17.
17 when you first got a pimp?
Yeah.
He knew you were 17?
Yeah.
All these questions Nature Boy is asking is to see how far he can go with this person. If she's had such a traumatic experience where she's been hit before or abused before, he knows he can do that, because especially if she was tolerant of it, especially if she stayed in the situation. Now, she's saying that she had a pimp before and she prostituted and slept with all these men. So he knows how to treat her in the future. So by treating these women badly, you're not really healing them. The healing comes from how you also treat a person. It's not only that spiritual journey of trying to find God, which God is in all of us. So you don't have to look. Look within if you're going to look. You don't have to look externally and move from country to country trying to find God and seeking your inner self. You just have to look within. God is within all of us. Look around. God is everywhere. You don't have to run from country to country trying to seek God. This is what they were trying to do. Anyway, let's get back to what she's saying.
What about him?
When did you meet him?
When I was 17.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
2 pimps in 1 year?
Yeah.
What made you want to get a pimp? Is it something that you felt protected?
I felt protected in that life. Like, I knew I couldn't, move around in that lifestyle without one. I knew I couldn't, because I'm 4'11", and I just knew I couldn't. It gave me the confidence I needed in that lifestyle.
Somebody said, where was your parents at?
My dad,
Your dad was a pimp.
yeah.
He pimped your mom.
Yeah.
So, he was on your own.
Mm-hmm.
She said she was on her own, but she really wasn't on her own. She had family from her mother's side and her dad's side. I'm sure she could have reached out to someone. But for some people, it's a choice that they make. Some people just want that type of life. She saw her parents in the game and she wanted a part of it because that's all she knew. And you don't know which person is going to gravitate towards that because everybody's different. Another person might have been in her situation and chose to do better for themselves.
Huh.
Yeah.
So the second pimp, what was that like?
What do you mean?
What was the story? What happened?
Well, he was a real pimp. Like, this guy was from Chicago. He was a real, like, what they call, like, pimp. It was also in his, like, family line. Like, his grandpa was a pimp, his uncle was a pimp, and so he was raised like that. And, yeah, he used to hang with, like, Debbie the Glass Lady, and we used to get, like, customized cups, and I used to get, like, the customized stripper shoes, stuff like that. And,
Oh, you used to have the cups.
yeah.
He was one of them pimps.
Yeah.
Where he went to pimp balls and all that.
Pimp ball.
You went to a pimp ball with him? He was one?
No,
Okay.
I never went. No.
So he was one of them feminine kind?
Yeah.
With the nails?
Yeah. Yeah.
What was it like being with him?
I really cared about him a lot.
You really cared about him?
Yeah, I did. We had a deep bond, even though it was like a polygamous relationship. It was just, we had a deep connection, and yeah, I made him a lot of money.
You made him a lot of money. What would you say you made him? How much money you make him?
Like, I was averaging $900 a day.
What?
$900 a day.
900 a day?
Mm-hmm. Easy. And then some.
Was that his clientele?
No, it was the ones I was meeting at the strip club.
And you would bring all your money back to him.
Mm-hmm.
What would he do with the money?
He would buy cars. He would buy me, like, designer stuff.
Now, folks, you see why that doesn't make any sense, right? Because she would go there, she said, and make about $900 a day. She would bring all the money back to him. And he would go there and buy cars and designer stuff. Well, guess what? It wasn't for her. So why was she prostituting herself and giving somebody else all her money? Makes no sense. Make it make sense. Drop it in the comment section.
Make sure you got your clothes, food, all that.
Yeah. Weed. We smoked every day. Yeah.
Somebody said make $900 a day for cheap. Now, you have asked me to do it. I told you no, right? To let the world know. You like, cheap, I can go make some money. What have I told you?
No.
No, we don't get down like that. No, that's not how it's going to be going down here. She's like, I could go real quick and get some money and be back. I'm like, no, hell no. You will not be doing that shit here. Which is funny, because you were serious. He's like, I just want to contribute. I was like, well, you're going to have to get Nyza yourself. Because you wanted to really go get that, run that checkup. He's like, I'll be right back. I'm like, nah. Because that's all you knew your whole life. Since a little kid to now.
I show love. I show love.
That's how you know how to get it.
Get it. Yeah.
Yeah, you know how to, that's, if anything, you can drop you anywhere in the world, you're going to know how to get that money.
Yeah.
Okay. You're being nasty. Okay. So, I actually had to stop you from doing it. And I told you that I am not your pimp. This is not going down like that. Like, you're good. And you've been antsy. You've been very antsy, and you're kind of like adjusting to not doing that now.
Right.
And it's been a while. That's why I've been kind of off you, because I want you to heal. I want you to get used to being. I'm your pimp, but I'm pimping you into progress. I'm a player into making progress. So I'm pimping you into you. Not getting money from me, but proclaiming yourself, proclaiming the kingdom of God, getting knowledge of yourself.
Right.
It's a different kind of pimping.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I got you out here online, speaking knowledge of self. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to have you on no block.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Degrading yourself and taking in sex demons. Oh, you tell me a story about having sex with all those men and taking in sex demons, and you started seeing shadows.
He talks a good game about him not wanting to be her pimp, but that's essentially what he was doing to these women, pimping them for his own purpose. When you're having sex with these women and sharing them with other men and swapping out, that to me is a pimp game, okay? That's, they're not bringing in money for you like that, going out there on the street, because they've already brought the money in from their bank accounts. A lot of these people, like I said before, hand over their debit cards to him, their life savings, whatever money they got coming in went to him. So essentially, he got the money up front, and then he would have sex with them and swap them out. It's a pimp game, because the little foolish teachings that he was doing was nothing short of just a mind game for them to think that they were getting spiritual healing when they were not, because as soon as he was done talking, he would bash them and bring their self-esteem low and down to nothing.
And tell us the stories you had, taking in all those energies.
Like, what do you mean?
You said you were seeing shadows, you were seeing demonic things, and I want to mom about
Well, when I was like 21 is when I started seeing like demons and like stuff like that. I didn't know what it was, but I was seeing it so much where I decided to like settle down and get married. And
so you did. You married one of your clients.
Yes.
You not only married one of your clients, you had his children.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You met him in a strip club.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What made you marry one of your clients?
I was just protecting myself from going back to the pimp, my pimp. I was keeping myself from going back to him. So when the guy asked me, I said yeah.
He gave you a sense of stability.
Yeah, he was a tourist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you guys didn't have a loving relationship, more like a client.
Yeah, it was like that.
Client service relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So the marriage wasn't really like a marriage. It was for you to get out of their life.
Yeah.
And you had his kids.
Mm-hmm.
How many?
3.
And you guys are not in love.
No.
And he still was paying you for sex.
Like, not every time. Like, I would, like, not have sex with him for, like, months.
And he would pay you for sex.
And then he'd be like, okay, I'll give you 100, I'll give you 200. And that was the only way I was...
Even as his wife?
Yeah.
Wow.
So...
Somebody said, do you ever just cry?
Yeah, I cry.
Why didn't you have sex with him? Why did you
want to have sex with him?
I wasn't attracted to him.
You're not attracted to him?
So she's talking about her husband, her John, the person who was paying her to have sex with him in the strip club. She said, asked her to marry him, and she did. But she wasn't attracted to him, but yet she went on to have 3 children. I'm telling you guys, when a person is desperate, these are some of the things they do. Now, she didn't see a way out because she's not working anywhere or was not working anywhere. And she had this man giving her money. He wanted to get married to her. They married and had children. And so she still didn't see a way out because now she was in a marriage with 3 children, but she wasn't attracted to the man. So her way out was to go to Nature Boy. Can you imagine? Another trap.
No.
That must have been crazy. So you spent how much time out of the strip clubs, out of that life, being married?
I'm 26 now.
You said you were 27.
I'm turning 27 February 10th.
Okay, so you're almost 27.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe like 5 years? 6 years? Yeah, 5 years. 5.5. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so you haven't been stripping nor hoeing for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
You healthy? You have children? You're blessed? It still wasn't good enough. How'd you find me?
Online on YouTube.
Well, how'd you come into me? Like, how did the whole thing snatch you up? Like, okay, I'm going out here. Yeah. Because she was very adamant.
I went into like a dark place.
A very dark place.
Yeah. I couldn't even leave my house. I felt like I was trapped in my house. I couldn't even like face anybody. Yeah. So, I knew I couldn't keep living like that, and he wasn't helping me with it. I was telling him, and he was just like, just work on it. Like, I couldn't even go to the grocery store.
So it sounds to me like if she had agoraphobia. That's when you can't leave your house to go out there in public among people. You're afraid of everything outside in the environment. So you stay in your house, shut up, and just peeking through the blinds, watching people go by, but you will not venture out. So that's what it sounds like to me, agoraphobia. So according to Google, agoraphobia is the fear of places and situations that might cause panic, helplessness, or embarrassment. Agoraphobia is an anxiety disorder that oftentimes develops after one or more panic attacks. So, folks out there, I want you to know this. There is help for something like that. All she needed was a psych doctor, a counselor, a therapist, and they would guide her through that experience of being fearful of getting out there in the environment. But she said she overcame it because she ventured out and she was with Nature Boy. So obviously she got over that. And I guess she got over it on her own, but she could have gotten help for it.
What?
I couldn't go. I couldn't go to the grocery store. I couldn't even like.
Why?
People.
Why?
Because the energy was too much.
What was it doing to you?
I was like I was overwhelmed. I feel like everyone could hear my thoughts. I feel like that everybody knew, like, that all the things that I've done, like.
Now, what she just said sounded like an overwhelming thoughts of guilt, because she said she felt everyone can read her thoughts and they knew what she did in her past. That's why she couldn't venture out. So she had a lot of different things going on, because it just sounded like if she was so paranoid of going out there and she didn't want people to read her thoughts. And so she developed this agoraphobia also. And who knows, she might have been a little bit schizophrenic because she heard voices also. And then she talked about she saw faces, people's faces, shape shifting. And so that's a little bit of, well, she said she smoked every day, marijuana every day. And I'm wondering if she did any other type of drugs that cause paranoia, delusional, and hallucination, because she was seeing people's faces shifting into other creatures. So that is hallucination. So she had a host of stuff going on. And I'm wondering how she's doing today. If she's still waiting on Nature Boy like the other four wives, or has she gotten on with her life and has changed her life, because she really needs a lot of therapy. She needs therapy from her childhood, going through adolescence, early childhood, when she became involved with prostitution, the pimp game, and the stripping, all of that. And then she then hooked up with Nature Boy, which was not, that was like throwing kerosene on the fire. So her whole life, she was making bad choices.
So you say you went to church. You told me that. You said you went to church and you became a church member.
I was a church member.
A loyal church member.
Every Sunday I was lifting my hands up, doing all that. Doing all that.
You had your hands up at church?
I tried.
I try to imagine you in a pew.
I tried.
And the pew was like clapping your hands.
I really wanted to have a baby, and I thought that my body was like, wouldn't make a baby. And so, like, because I was like, okay, this is what's going to ground me. I want to have a baby. And I was praying, I was in the church praying for a baby. Like, I was praying to get pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got pregnant.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's what got me in the church. I wanted a baby.
What got you out of the church? What made you leave the church?
It seemed like the issues that I had were getting worse. It was like they were getting worse. I was like even more paranoid, and it was just all that. I was seeing more demons.
You were seeing demons. Talk to me about what kind of demons you were seeing and your experience with them.
Like I would see I would look in people's faces, and like their eyes would like do like weird stuff, or their faces would like go in like weird shapes, and like every time I looked away from them, it was like a weird face, or
because you've seen people's spirit.
Yeah.
And you were seeing like beings.
Yeah.
Shadow beings.
Mm-hmm. There was a lot of them.
A lot of them.
They were like, they circled me. They circled me. It was like, yeah. They were tall, dark beings, and they were just like standing over me, like circling me.
You stopped prostituting, you stopped stripping for 5 years, then you came here.
So there you have it, folks. That was Nyza. What a journey she's had. She was being interviewed by Nature Boy at the time. She had just arrived in his camp. Everyone have their own journey, but hers was particularly hard, I would think, for a young woman who is not even 30 as yet to have gone through so much. I hope she's okay today and that she's on the right road to recovery. YouTubers, drop your comments. I'm over and out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel and to this video. Thank you for watching.